You know how I like answering questions on videos. Okay, I decided to come back and make a comment question. I ask you this because one of the other comments addressed it where I am concerned. Okay, read more. Coffee is a drug. Nicotine is a drug. Marijuana is a drug. All three of these plants made by God Himself, modified, not modified by any human processes. Just because a person drinks coffee, smokes tobacco, smokes marijuana, that does that make them an alcoholic? Question mark. Even though they do not consume any alcohol at all. Are they an alcoholic and they don't even consume alcohol? And to boot, what if this person's DNA is Native American, which would make them more susceptible to bad things happening when drinking and not so bad things happening when smoking? I am this person. I quit alcohol. It gave me huge problems. It did. It gave me huge problems. I have had no problems related to God's plants in their natural form, straight from the garden. Man, if I didn't have coffee, I might still be a drunk. Okay? So I like natural plants, nothing that's been processed or changed or modified by man. Like liquor or cocaine or Adderall or meth or lots of things. I drink coffee all day. Okay, so you do drugs all day. And I also smoke cigarettes. Unfortunately, you are a tobacco addict. I don't see that it's unfortunate to me. So, however, I have never heard of anyone going to prison because they drank too much coffee. Hey, I got a marijuana conviction and I didn't go to prison. I went to jail for 24 hours. But I think it was stupid to even send me to jail for 24 hours. Okay? No, man, I never been to prison. I don't know. Have you? Was because of your drinking? What are you gonna do? What kind of crime? Because they drank. Okay. I have never heard of anyone going to prison because they drank too much coffee or smoked too many cigarettes and committed a crime. So, what are you talking about? Cigarettes? However, I've never heard of anyone going to prison because I don't get it. Do cigarettes lead to crime like alcohol does? Does marijuana lead to alcohol like crime does? I don't understand what you're saying here. I would say look up Canis disorder. God made all things, yet not all things were intended for man's use. So now you're deciding what God, you are taking the place of God and saying, you have decided that God, all right, did not intend the Cherokees to use marijuana and tobacco. Is that what you're saying? Are you crazy? What kind of, you're German blood, aren't you? You got to be Scottish or you got to be German. I got a little Scottish. My wife was fucking full blood German. Boy, could she drink. Get my hand in the right place. I have a degree in physiology. I can give you lots of books on lots of disorders. You want me look up cannabis use disorder. Okay? I got a whole full education of books on lots of disorders. A lot worse, like sitting on a couch like eating too much cake, sugar, cookies, candy, okay, that are a lot worse for you than cannabis disorder. A little bit of cannabis leaves and some tea compared to too much table sugar. Come on, figure it out, man. Okay. You want me to look up cannabis disorder? I will. Here it is. National Health Line, Amazon, the little green book. There's all kinds of books on how to quit. If you're a German, maybe you should. Cannabis disorder. There's a NIH, National Institute on Health, government. Of course, it's against the law in some national, so yeah, they're going to have all this stuff on here. And trying to figure out what you're telling me. Are you saying go look? Why don't you go look at this one? A doctor's opinion about marijuana addiction. People do become addicted to marijuana just as they do alcohol, opioids, and stimulants. Those are your drugs. Opioids and alcohol, and probably the meth stimulant too. I know them all very well. I've been with all of them, and I'm not with any of them. Marijuana addiction differs from these other types of addictions. So if you're not smoking pot, don't be talking about it because you don't even know what it's like. But you can read. And here it is. Right there. From a doctor telling you that your opioids and your alcohol are not the same as tobacco and marijuana. I can do all the marijuana in the world, all the tobacco in the world, and still drive my car. You cannot do all the opioids in the world, all the alcohol in the world, or even the stimulants in the world and drive your car. You can drink coffee and drive your car. You cannot do opioids, alcohol, and stimulants and drive your car. Not to mention, these things are going to make you more inclined to commit a crime and end up in prison. Last but not least, this is what you need. This is what you need. You need a thick book on physiology, telling you how to be a healthy person, regardless of what you do.